Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys?
I'm good,
today?
thanks. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
We're Sick to Beat podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Topsy.
And today we have a special guest called.
Hello.
Yay!
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So, Lo, do you want to tell us about who you are?
So I'm Lo. I am a singer, songwriter from Northwest London. I first started releasing music in 2021. Had my last release a couple of weeks ago.
Exciting.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh, it's called TTPOM. Are you ready?
Oh,
Are you going to tell us what TTPOM stands for?
No.
No. Why?
is it a secret? Like, is it in the song though?
It's in the song. So there's if you listen really closely, you'll be able to hear what TTPOM stands for. But it's
Okay.
not obvious, it's not out there, and it's a little risque. So that's why I am not telling people what it means. But if you can hear it, then fine.
Is it English?
Yeah, it's English. Yeah.
Two titties.
Talk to me, pretty.
If you listen to the song,
I listened to it this morning, but I couldn't hear it. Talk. If it's risque.
there's only 4 people in this entire world that knows what it stands for, and they were in the studio with me when I recorded it. Because I also wanted to do a little bit of BV with that in the background. So and I had to say the words and say it out loud. But yeah, I'm never gonna tell anyone what it means. If you listen to it and you hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, I know what it means now, then great. I don't know if I'm ever gonna say yes or no.
Google says it's to the power of mum. Is that what it is? It's to the power of mum, guys.
She said it was risque.
It's risque.
That's
yeah.
risque enough.
Did
Mums
he get
have
any
sex.
of the words right?
Hmm?
Did he get any of the words right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tick, tick. Pussy, oh my.
Maybe like Meg Thee Stallion about pussy. We're not doing that today, honey.
But I call it TT-POM.
Okay, TTPOM.
You could also call it Are You Ready?
Okay,
It's
fine.
Is it-
That reminds me of is it Biddy Bom by Selena? Not Selena Gomez, the original Selena.
The original Selena.
Yeah. She had a song called Biddy Bum, and it was just like it was a hit. Like it was a hit.
If
It
I
was a
hear
good
it, I'll
song.
know it.
Yeah, you will
Yeah,
know it. You'll know
yeah.
it because you are a Latin babes, aren't you?
A little. I'm not. I'm. My grandma was born in Panama, so but I didn't speak Spanish, like from when I was a child. I only learned a couple of years ago because I spend part of my time in Spain.
Okay.
Nice. How are you finding Spain, living there,
Um,
culture-wise, life?
I mean, there's good. I've been there. I've been in and out of there for 6 years, and a lot of people say, "Oh my God, you must love it then," because it's been 6 years. Well, yes and no. It's kind of like, it's a love-hate relationship. I guess everyone who lives in London has the same love-hate relationship. Like, there's things that you love about London, like the nightlife, the what do you call it? Like the social life. It's got really nice outdoor spaces when the weather is nice. But then you've got, on the other hand, the price of everything is
Yeah,
pretty
It
expensive,
expensive.
rains all the time.
The weather is not amazing,
No.
It's
Like
rubbish.
we
And
only got summer from June.
right?
No, we only got summer from last week.
Yeah, that's to be fair, yeah.
And then it takes ages to get anywhere. It took me an hour and a half to get to East London, like
Yeah.
you know,
Shit, where did you come from?
like Northwest.
Oh, snap.
Um,
Hour and a half. That's like
yeah.
a flight to
Catching a flight.
Yeah.
to
Flight to Spain
No,
anyway.
literally. So I was there a couple of weeks ago. I flew back last week, and it took me longer to get from Gatwick to home than it did to fly from Barcelona to London.
Mad.
Like, it's just, so there are good things and bad things about, every place.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, Barcelona has great weather. First of all, the climate is
course.
amazing. The cost of living is pretty low. It's gotten really high, like rent prices have gotten really high over the last couple of years. But in general, in terms of like groceries, like I can go to Lidl, 20 euros for a week's worth of
Wow.
groceries, right? And then going out, eating out is a lot cheaper than like London.
And you guys get a siesta. We don't get that
A
here.
little siesta, I mean, because it's so hot. That's kind of why I escaped for August, because it's just so hot right there right now there. It's 33 degrees.
Jeez.
Gonna be 35 towards the end of the month.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it's really, really hot.
I do love Barcelona though.
And it's
Yeah.
it's like you've got the beach,
Yeah, you got the mountains.
but then you've got a city as well.
Yeah,
And I think it's one of the best cities ever.
it's a really, like, geographically, it's one of the best located cities, I think, in the world. Like
Yeah.
you said, you've got the beach, you've got the mountains behind. It's a fairly big city, not the biggest, but it still takes you a good amount of time to get from one side to the other. But it's also still walkable as well.
Yeah.
Good nightlife.
Good,
There's
amazing
culture there, there's
nightlife,
football museum as well.
good museums.
There's the
That was our first
cathedral.
holiday together.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Our first holiday together was
Oh.
Barcelona.
What was your favorite thing?
Eating, I guess.
Yeah.
The food. Did we?
No, we didn't
We
eat.
didn't eat
We
that
didn't
much.
eat.
No, we didn't. I'm lying to you.
Well, we
I ate on the
like
first night, but
McDonald's.
you guys, you and Shantice and Demlock came afterwards. So me and Danica ate. But then I guess what was the most fun thing? I guess
All we did was go
our
out.
first beach night was fun.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
first beach night was we went to Choco.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we were like also bar hopping as well.
Yeah.
I will always remember this, and I'll always tell this story. Do you remember? Do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
Right. So we were leaving one of the clubs
Mhm.
because the music was just so dead.
Yeah.
And so to leave, we had
It was
to
the
go.
beach club, right?
Yeah. So we had to leave through the back, where everyone was like smoking and on the beds and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we heard, which was one of the biggest songs at the time, it was Rihanna, DJ Khalid, and not Tory Lanez.
Is it work?
Justin
Drake?
Bieber?
And Bryson Tiller. I don't know if you can spend.
Work.
I wanna
Drake.
say nigga,
Drake.
nigga. I wanna be a baby. Wild thoughts, babe.
Well, okay.
Drake.
Yeah. Justin Bieber's in
That's
that.
not Drake.
No, it's Justin Bieber.
No, it's not, guys. It's there's a
DJ
black
Khaled.
DJ Khaled, Rihanna. I can't speak today. DJ Khaled, Rihanna, and Bryson Tiller.
It's not Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Wild
I was wrong.
thoughts.
I'm not bugging. Why did you?
Oh, it is Bryson Tiller.
See?
Oh, you are right.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest songs of the time, babe.
Why did I think it was Drake? Oh, I'm thinking
You're
of
thinking of work.
Yeah, work,
no, yeah, work or
work.
What's my name?
Yeah, oh no, no, I was thinking of work.
What-
work,
Work-
so
Work
old.
came
What's
out.
my name is so
Work came out.
old.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
thinking
Oh,
of
but that's
work.
a banger.
I was thinking of
But
work.
work came out around a similar time. I think Wild Thoughts came after work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Wild Thoughts started playing, and there were 5 of us. So we all walked back in a single file, singing the song, shutting our stuff, walking. It was like something out of a film.
Cheetah Girls.
Literally that. And we're in the middle, and the people are around us. We're all like, wow, wow, wow. And I'll never, ever forget that memory because it just felt like that was the moment that the holiday started for me.
Cool memory.
I
Literally,
actually don't
cool memory
remember
lost.
that.
You don't remember it.
I
It's because
don't
you hated
remember
your
that.
makeup.
Oh yeah, because these guys, yeah, were actually so snaky. You know when you say, "Oh, how do you, like? Oh my god, did those people not tell her friend that her makeup looks horrible?" I look
It
back
wasn't
at
horrible.
pictures because basically this was before I knew how to do under eye properly.
Right.
So they let me walk around with like ghost under eyes.
Blaming us.
No, it was like no,
That
it
wasn't
was
our fault.
bad.
That's
Yeah,
a you problem.
no.
It wasn't. Do you know, it only came out in photos though.
But you didn't tell
Yeah,
me.
in real life.
I didn't know. We
In
didn't
real
know.
life, it didn't. You didn't see it. Yes, you
It
did.
was dark.
You're
no,
lying.
I think only when it's a bright light, then
No,
you see it.
I've
no,
seen
honestly,
pictures.
it was
Yeah.
bright lights. Like anytime it was flash,
Yeah.
that's when you saw it. We
Exactly.
didn't see it in person.
No, there's no way you couldn't have not seen it.
It's when you do your makeup before you go out, you just have to like put a flash on your face in front of the
You
mirror
do.
and just see what you look
Oh,
like.
Just to see if it's blended or not. But it's okay. You still looked hot that day, and you still pulled on that holiday as well. So well done to you, darling.
What, that weirdo? Well, he wasn't a weirdo. He was just some random
It
white
was
boy.
a random guy. Yeah, went to a house club. It wasn't very good. But
Yeah, a lot of the music in Barcelona is house, is electronic, is dance.
Yeah, very.
that's my bag. I love dance and I love house. I love electronic in general. And I love pop.
It's leaning on electronic, like
No,
mainly
with all
electronic.
those
Or like
like
EDM.
lights
yeah,
and things
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
Like even I'm sure we experience in the clubs as well. They say R&B and it's not R&B. It's
No.
always R&B remixed with dubstep
Yep.
or remixed
Oh,
with
yeah, I hate that.
electronic, or it's not real R&B and hip hop. And but that's how they get people into the clubs. But I don't go there anymore. I
Fair
don't go
enough.
there anymore.
I do not blame you.
Yeah.
I think the other attraction that I love, but we didn't go there, is where Cheetah Girls filmed.
Okay, yeah,
The
Parkwell.
steps.
Is that what it is?
Parkwell, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, no, the stairs. There's 2 places. Parkwell is where they're sitting in the I've actually never seen that film festival.
What?
But, no, never seen it.
Oh.
But people reference it so much when they come to Barcelona that I know the scenes. But it's the Park Güell is when they're sitting on the mosaic.
Yeah.
So that's Park Güell. That's at the back of the city. And then you've got it's Montjuic, but it's near the National Museum of Catalonia. And that's the steps, I think, that you're talking about, which is beautiful and such a gorgeous view from there as well. But yeah, no, I've never seen that movie.
Right,
Shame.
That's your homework.
Shame.
I know. Yeah, I should watch it.
That is an iconic movie.
No, you have to watch it. It's so
shaped our
good.
childhood.
You will love it.
Or if you want to know more about it, listen to our episode. It's called Disney's Influence, and we talk about that as well. So
You talk about Cheetah Girls, innit?
yeah.
Okay.
It talks about Disney Channel.
High School Musical,
Yeah.
yeah. Miley, Hilary Duff, just how we feel. But obviously, you said that you do go back and forth from Spain anyway.
Yeah.
How do you feel like that's influenced your music and made your music low?
So I don't know if I have a specific sound, to be honest,
Okay.
right now.
What would you classify yourself as?
I'd say it's leaning towards R&B,
Okay.
but I'm not like, you know, like old school R&B or Usher in the Rain kind of, you know, slow. And I don't do slow jams really either. Most of my stuff is a little bit more upbeat. I think.
High tempo.
Upbeat.
Yeah, exactly. But I have some new stuff which I haven't released, and I don't know if I ever will release it. But it's much more inside the reggaeton vibe and bag because, you know, after being there, I've been in and out for 6 years. I've definitely
Been
influenced by reggaeton Latin music as well. So the music that I've been singing, or the music that I've been coming out with recently is much more influenced by reggaeton. Some of the lyrics are Spanish. One song is entirely in Spanish, actually. And again, I don't know if I'm ever going to release it, but we'll see.
I'd love to hear that.
It's a vibe. I really like it. Yeah, so originally it was R&B, but I think the space that I want to be in between is R&B, reggaeton, and trap, because I also really love trap music, which I know you probably don't. You probably couldn't tell just by looking at me, but yeah.
But then trap doesn't have to be like the trap that
No,
do you know what I mean?
no, it's more on the production side of things.
Yeah, so you probably use like a trap snare.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, or like a okay, or a trap-
and the bass and stuff like that, rather than
Spitting bars.
rather than
sounding
spitting
like-
bars. Yeah.
yeah.
Although in TTPOM I do a little rap bit.
Just a bit.
Just a
And it's
little
cute.
bit.
And it's really cute. But you know what? One song I also did listen to, which I enjoyed, and I actually wrote down, it has a reggaeton tropical pop beat. Do you know what song I'm talking about?
Is it Government Name?
Yes.
That's
Well
what I'm
done.
going for.
'Cause
Yeah.
I really, I like that really a
Yeah.
lot. Like, I don't hear that much.
No, that's the first song that I wanted the production to be much more on the reggaeton side of things. But yeah, that's the kind of vibe, and that's the kind of like lane I want to go down with my music.
Well, it's palatable for everybody,
Yeah.
you know, because I don't listen to a lot of reggaeton, but there are reggaeton fans.
Yeah.
But then if you were to put out a reggaeton song, then only people who really like reggaeton music will vibe with it much more than I would. But because it was mixed in with so many different other little genres that people do enjoy, and it wasn't so overt, I think it resonated really well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So well done.
It's
It's a
thank
cute
you.
song. It's a really, really cute song. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
I
That's,
like Weekend though.
oh, you like Weekend?
Vibe.
Yeah, that was my first song. That was the first song I wrote and then recorded and released 2020 in 19th of March 2021. Yeah, I wrote that song about a situation I was going through at the time, and I'd always wanted on my bucket list was to release an EP. And I've been a musical theatre girly since I was 7, so I've been going to like Stagecoach
Oh my God.
every Sunday for 7-8 years since I was
Wow.
7. So I've always been in the performing arts field, and I kind of stopped singing when I turned, I think, 17, because I did want to be an actress and a singer. That's what I wanted to do. And then I thought, okay, let me maybe be a bit more practical. So instead of going and getting acting degree, I got a maths degree instead.
Okay.
I was like, let me be a bit more practical just in case, you know. And then I just never got back to it, because I said to myself, if I want to go that route, I can always go back to it. But right now, let me just be a bit more practical and realistic with like job opportunities and stuff. But I never did. But then, yeah, I was going through some stuff at the time. I'd written some stuff. I'd gotten some beats from a producer, RXR Music. I just want to shout him out because he's a great person. Like as a person, he's a great person as well. He connected with me randomly on when I was doing YouTube covers, like back in the day, like 10 years ago. And then he saw that I was going to open mics more, and he reached out and said, I've got some beats, do you want to hear them? I was like, yeah. And they just fit perfectly with the stuff that I had been writing. And then I think in the same like month, I came across a guy who had his own studio, and I was like, okay, the stars are aligning. I've wanted to release an EP. It's on my bucket list. I'm going to do it. And yeah, and then I recorded it, I think February 2021, and then released it the first song, March 2021. No, did I really? I think I recorded in 2020. I can't remember. No, that was COVID times, wasn't it? Yeah, then it wasn't then. It was 21. After then. Yeah, it was after then. But yeah, No Weekend was my first song. It always holds a very special place in my heart. And it's usually the song that people would love the most as well. And people always sing along to it when I do performances as well.
Oh, it's on my playlist, so I listen to it.
Thank you.
Well, do you not want to like... This is the thing. When people know you for a song, they expect to hear more of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to adhere to that?
No.
Like you're not trying to appease to people who just like that song
I
anymore?
release my music for myself.
Good.
And if people like it, and that's great. And I really do want to resonate with people. If you listen to the song and the lyrics and the feelings that come across during when you're listening to it, hits your heart and makes you think about something, then I love that. But at the end of the day, like, I want to love my music. I'm not going to release something that I don't like or
don't believe in.
All my lyrics are like 100% true. Like, I don't want to write about wearing a rolly and whatever when I don't have a rolly. You know?
So you write about your own like true lived experiences.
There's one song, which is Government Name, that I didn't write. That's not my experience, but it's an experience of someone who's very close to me. But everything else is mine. Like everything, like it's literally from my heart.
And how do you find it, sort of being a new R&B-ish artist in the game, trying to get your music out, trying to get people to listen to you? Like, how have you found that whole process?
So with my last release, I actually decided that I was not going to pursue it as a career anymore. I just wanted to do it for fun, and I've decided it's going to be my expensive hobby, because releasing music, like, it's expensive. The studio time, the beat, beats can like thousands, like, especially if you want exclusive rights and all of that. Like, it's expensive. So the studio time, the beats, the promo, the marketing, if you're going to do that, like working with PR companies, working with artists, not managers, but like promoters, it gets very, very expensive. So I've said that it's going to be my expensive hobby, because last year I feel like I really tried. I was at every R&B event in London, every open mic that there was, I was there, I was performing. I think I did like 9 performances in the space of like 3 months, which maybe is not a lot for some people, but for me it was a lot. And I was really trying to get in the spaces that I'm supposed to be in, to the events that I was supposed to be in.
Do you find that it's quite
competitions? Cliquey? I think that it's very close circle. and it's very difficult to break into that circle. And maybe that's one of the reasons why you've seen in the past couple of years that like UK R&B isn't dead, stuff like that. And I think you spoke about it on one of your podcasts as well. I think one of the reasons why maybe it does way better in America, for example, is it's not cliquey like it is, I think, in the UK. This is my own, obviously, personal opinion, just from what I've seen when I was
and your own experiences.
My own experience, yeah. It's very difficult to break into that circle. The same people are getting the same opportunities, and they're like, they're talented.
Yeah.
They're like, kudos to them. It's not anything against them, but it's just like there's this circle, and it's very difficult for newer artists, I think, to break in. So yeah, it really took a toll on my mental health last year, and I decided like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm not gonna put myself through this, and maybe I just don't want it enough like other people do. So I decided.
Did it knock your confidence?
It did. Yeah. I went, so I did a performance in June, and that performance was recorded by a professional videographer, professional pictures. I have not posted them at all because immediately after that performance, I was like, I don't know. My mental health just took a toll from it. And I was
Did you not like the performance?
No, I really enjoyed the performance. I had such a good time. I had dancers with me.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we had I was rehearsing for weeks with 2 dancers. One of my best friends, Zara, she choreographed everything. I had such fun, and it was a great performance. But after that, I just crashed, and I was like, this isn't what I want to do.
You girl used to believe in your sauce.
I do. I think I do believe in my sauce.
Okay. I don't even think it's about also. I mean, you can believe in your sauce, but also still feel like you need to take a break.
Yeah.
Because there's something missing. And in anything that you do, I think it's important that you do take a step back to reevaluate, because you can keep pushing in something that you're so unhappy about, but then you're only going to feel worse with time. You need to put your health first.
Exactly.
And reevaluate the situation before you jump back in.
Yeah.
And I think gathering from this conversation, I've realized that it's more about just you making music because you love it and putting it out. You're not doing it for what you tried to do it for before.
No, exactly.
And I think it's really important for you to come on this podcast and even share that, because it's all well and good. You can put up a facade and be like, yeah, I'm still making music and I want to do this and do that. But I think it's really refreshing for you to be honest.
Yeah. So my last release before this one in July was in May last year. And then I did the performance. And then since then, I've had a few people ask me, or in between the time, oh, how's music going? What are you doing? I was like, I'm taking a break. I'm just taking a break. If I start it again, then fine. If I don't, then also fine. But yeah, I really just knew that I just needed to take a break, just reevaluate what I actually wanted from it, because I felt like I was putting, when you put so much, you feel like you're putting so much time and effort and love and energy into something and you're not seeing anything back. Oh, do you know what it was actually? I had, I know why it was why I stopped. Because I just felt so like, not brokenhearted, but like just so down. What's the word? Beat down. I felt so beat down. I had a couple of meetings with a artist growth company. I can't remember.
Development.
Artist development. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I had a couple of meetings with an artist development company. They were very keen. And the next meeting we were supposed to sign a contract for a year. And then didn't hear from them. And then eventually it was like, oh, actually, we're going to focus on someone else. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it was the same time that I was just like, yeah, no.
There's still other aspects of music that you're still into. So you still do songwriting?
Yeah. I'm working at the moment with a Dutch artist. Her name is Jasmine Pace. She has been doing music up until now in Dutch. She's R&B. And she wants to start like singing and writing in English. So I started working with her over the last couple of months. She's young. She's 20, 21, super energetic, doing loads of festivals. Her brother manages her, and he's like got a great business mind and business head. And I think that's something that maybe I was missing as well. Like, I love the creative side, but I didn't really want to do the business side of things. And I feel like I needed someone to help me, and I didn't have anyone to help me there. But yeah, so I'm writing with her. We've written a few things, and yeah, it's going well so far, I guess.
That's
But yeah, I definitely want to
exciting.
get more into songwriting.
How is the writing process? Because I'm assuming you don't speak Dutch.
No, she speaks English.
Okay, fine.
Thank goodness. No. I only know a few Dutch words, but they would not be enough to have a conversation. So it depends.
Is it like, do you still write from your point of view when you're writing with her, or
No.
is it she comes up with a concept and then you kind of go from there?
Yeah. So I always feel like your music should come from you. If you're singing about it, it should be true to what you have experienced and what you want to sing about and share with the world. So it comes from, so she has a concept, she'll maybe even have a verse already, and then we'll expand on that. And I'll make sure to ask, I see that there's this line about a boy. Do you want the song to be about love and romance, or did you just put that in because it just fit? And trying to understand like what it is she's trying to get out of the song. And for me, like when I'm writing, there's a couple of different ways that I write. So sometimes I just at 3 a.m. in the morning have an idea, write it down, write a couple of verses, write a couple of choruses, and then I'll find the beat. But other times I'll hear a beat and I'll be like, I need to write a song to this. So it really depends. But with her, she's usually already got the beat. She works with the producer, so she already has the beat, and then she writes on top of that. So yeah. It depends. It varies. Like with one of my songs, Disappointment, I again, Aaron, RXR Music, sent me the beat. I was walking. I remember the moment I started writing this song. I was walking on the port in Barcelona, and I heard it. And then as soon as I heard it, I started singing along. Disappointment. I was like, yeah. This is where this works. And wrote that song within like 20 minutes of hearing the beat, because it just like
Came to
me, and it like the emotions I was feeling in that moment, hearing that beat. I was on a somber walk. It was a somber walk. It wasn't a happy walk, and everything just kind of came together. So, but then again, sometimes you get writer's block. Stops, and you can't, even though you're experiencing things, you can't really write about it. But yeah, so it depends. There's a lot of different things.
So, Lo,
Yeah.
you were recently, or have been in the past, a BBC Introducing alumni.
Yeah.
And you've gone that one step further to having your own live session.
I did.
Tell us more about that, because that's
very
amazing.
Blessed. Yeah, very, very blessed. I think for a new artist in the UK, one of the stepping stones in feeling that you're actually doing well is getting your track on BBC Introducing, right?
Because I've been there too, sis. I've been to BBC Introducing Babe as well, so I know the feeling.
And the feeling when you get the email, oh, your track was played on BBC. Yeah. You're like, oh my god! You're like, oh my god! Yeah. And thankfully, for the first couple of times it was played, I was able to listen to it live. And my family listened live as well, and my niece. I've got 2 nieces, and there's this one video of them where my song's playing on the radio, and my little niece is like, she's drinking her milk bottle, and then she hears the song. She's like, is that Tata? Oh, they call me Tata. Is that Tata's song? And then she's like 3 at the time. And I'm just like, oh my God, she recognized it was my song, But yes, I was lucky enough to have a few songs played on BBC Introducing. And then Honor Morrison, who was the BBC Introducing producer for Beds, Bucks and Hearts, the 3 counties. I think she's now the main host for BBC Introducing Beds, Bucks and Hearts. She sent me an email asking if I wanted to do a live session when I was releasing my acoustic EP, and I was like, wait, no, hold on. She asked me if I wanted to do a live session after I had released Government Name, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And then I also was wanting to release an acoustic EP at the same time, so it just kind of worked. So unfortunately, it was during COVID times, so I wasn't able to like go to the studio and do all of that. But I did go to a studio, and I had a guitarist that I work with back in Spain. He's an amazing artist, Liam Cloud. You should go check him out if you don't know who he is. He's an incredible musician and an amazing singer. He just you ask him to play something and he'll pick it up immediately. He's just one of those musicians, you know. And so he pre-recorded all the guitar parts, and then I recorded them in the live session, and then it was played on live radio, and it was really it was a really proud moment for me. I felt like I'd done something, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame that it was during COVID times.
Yeah.
But would you ever try to do anything like that again, like more live sessions?
I think where I'm at right now, I'm open to it, but only if it just, I guess, fits with my schedule, makes sense for me. I do love like live sessions with a guitarist, and you know, and just being in that environment is actually quite like exciting and exhilarating. But I'm not going to go looking for it. If it comes to me, it comes to me. You know.
I hear it.
Yeah.
What will be for you will be for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously you want to take the songwriting route. Do you know who you remind me of? And I think this is a very big positive, and we've seen her before. I want you to guess who I'm about to say.
Has she been on the podcast?
No. Oh, no. Oh, I mean, if we could get her on, then brilliant. I think she's too busy for us, though.
Is it a UK artist
Yes,
or a
UK
USA?
artist. UK artist, and we've
UK.
seen her, UK R&B.
Is it Mahalia?
Yes.
I've heard
Have you
that
heard that a
before.
lot?
I've heard that before.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. How does that make you feel though? Like, I hope that's not an
She's
insult.
amazing.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
she's been at it for a long time, you know.
And she's still so young though.
Yeah, she's 25,
Around like
26?
25.
No,
Is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she did a documentary on her YouTube channel during COVID times or just before COVID times, and she's been signed since she was like 14.
But she always talks about how difficult it is as well.
Yeah.
In the industry.
Yeah, but she's been doing it a long time. I have a slight affinity to her because she is from Leicester, and I went to Leicester Uni. So I feel a little bit closer to her than other UK R&B artists. But no, I've heard it before. I've also heard Tinashe as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
As in, you look like her, or you give off Tinashe?
Give Tinashe. In the last song that I released, TTPOM, someone said, a few people have said, "Oh, this gives Tinashe." I'm not offended by that because she's real cute.
Great, yeah, she's a great writer.
real
So,
cute.
but I don't see Tinashe. I see a lot of Mahalia though.
Yeah.
I see a lot of UK influence, which is really good. And obviously, your dad has influenced your kind of music taste as well, hasn't he? Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So I grew up in a a split household. What do you call them?
A dual
Single
household.
parent
A split household.
Not a single parent household.
Divorce? I don't know.
Just
50-50.
co-parenting.
Yeah,
co-parenting
Okay, there we go.
Co-parenting household.
Co-parenting.
I grew up in a co-parenting household.
How was that?
It was everything I knew. I didn't know anything any different. You know, it wasn't like my parents were together and then they separated. I've never known them together. So it's not anything new for me or weird or sad, I guess. But yeah, so I grew up in a co-parenting household. So we used to go to my dad's on the weekends, and I remember he used to pick us up in his beaten up white. I don't know what car it was, but a beaten up white car.
Toyota,
probably. And he always had a stack of CDs. This was before iPods, before
before
aux
in-car
cord.
sound systems.
Yeah, exactly. So he had a stack of CDs, and he would always just put in CDs, and we would just listen to everything from like Johnny Cash all the way to Limp Bizkit. You know, like it was very, very diverse. Probably stuff I shouldn't have probably been listened to when I was that young. But, you know, we all have those songs. You know, Bashment and Dancehall, you shouldn't be listening to them when you're like 5 years old, but you do.
You don't know what those lyrics mean at that age.
So, yeah, he always used to play just such a range of music. So I guess I get loads of different influences from when I was listening to stuff that he was playing when we were kids. But yeah.
Is anyone else in your family musical?
No, actually.
Oh, you're the
No.
only one. Oh. Oh.
No, I don't think any of them can sing or dance or are
And then
performers.
artistic.
No.
It's all you got all the creativity.
And the brains.
Yeah. Oh, and the brains. Ooh.
I love that. I mean, you did do maths degree.
No,
So-
my siblings have other qualities that I do not. Patience is one of them. They have
Boy,
my sister has a lot of patience.
You
I do
need
not
to
have
teach
that.
me patience. My siblings.
One of the topics we wanted to talk to you about was sort of UK American based artists trying to cross over into the Latin market. And we've seen sort of Ed Sheeran collab. We've seen Beyonce collab.
Mix, Justin Bieber, Camila.
Yeah.
They've all done it.
Yeah. I think Camila is warranted because she's actually
she is,
Cuban or
yeah.
Puerto Rican?
She's Cuban.
Cuban. Yeah.
Camila Cabello.
Yeah. The others they're obviously they don't really
And
have
Selena Gomez. She's also
Yeah, and Selena Gomez.
She
Yeah.
released an EP in
Spanish.
Spanish.
Espanol.
Did she?
She did, yes.
I
It's called,
haven't heard it.
how does Revolution.
Revolution.
Was that good?
It's all right.
Can you do it then?
So the R's at the beginning are usually rolled. Revolution.
Revolution.
And it depends where you are and so to what dialect and how you pronounce your like the tions.
Okay.
Like in Spain you would say sion. Like a little bit more essy. Revolution. Yeah, but in other places you say revolution.
So why do you think these artists are trying to make that crossover? Actually, I don't think they're trying anymore.
No.
They only did it when the hype was there.
Yeah, it was
When
after.
reggaeton was
I think
big.
I specifically remember it was when Justin Bieber released Despacito, and that was I think that was the first crossover that I remember
Like
that
big
blew up.
mainstream, yeah.
That blew up. Yeah,
Million records
Yeah.
sold. It's
Yeah.
the biggest
Oh, is it?
Latin song out right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And then after that, I think it followed with Ed Sheeran and all the others.
Beyonce.
Beyonce. So the Latin, I think that English speakers are especially from the UK, are very oblivious to how big the Latin American music
I agree.
industry is.
They've got their own Grammys.
Massive.
Yeah, and we spoke about this in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
It's massive. And if you think about it, I can't remember the exact stat, but there are a lot of Spanish speakers in the world, right?
Well, yeah, because the whole of South America is a continent. It's bigger than the Americas, right? As in the whole of South America is bigger than North America and Canada, or maybe the same size.
I can't verify that claim.
Fine.
But if you think about it, North America also includes Mexico and a good majority of them.
Okay,
speak
so
Spanish.
I meant as in
Latin America.
Yeah, Latin America. So Mexico downwards.
Yeah. I want to say it's 700 million Spanish speakers in the world. I probably am a bit low on that stat.
Well, yeah, we've got the whole of South America. We've got Spain. Then we've got some African countries, some Caribbean countries. And did you know you've got the Portuguese went to India, so you've got that kind of influence there. Then also the Philippines have a lot of
They've got Spanish,
Portuguese and Spanish influences
yeah,
as
like
well.
to say how are you in the Philippines, Tagalog, it's like como está, like how are you? So there's it's a massive market, and I think UK and British and English speakers are really oblivious to that, except when this hype started and they started realizing that there is a massive market there. And I was going to say that I think a lot of the Spanish artists also wanted that crossover into mainstream US, UK.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say UK, to be honest. US.
Yeah.
So you see
media.
it. Okay, so you see it as the Latin artist wanted to bring it
Both.
to the US.
Both.
Oh, I thought about it the other way around.
No, but think about it like Bad Bunny. Like, I mean, he's big in the Latin American community, but I'm only just hearing of him kind of now.
Yeah.
But he's been around for ages. But
been around
doing
for a couple of years.
crossovers works in their favor as well.
Yeah, like with Drake, I think he has a song with Drake in The Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That it just makes it more accessible to English speakers who don't really understand Spanish, but they love the vibe of reggaeton. but they don't really understand what he's saying. But then if you have a feature from Drake or whoever where you're able to understand what they're saying.
Okay, so that makes sense as to why Taki Taki was so big. I mean, I didn't have a clue what the
Taki
Latin or
Taki?
Spanish was.
I
But
actually
then
don't know what
obviously-
Taki Taki means.
It probably doesn't mean
I think
anything.
it probably doesn't mean anything. I feel like they made it up. And obviously when Selena sang, and I think she did Spanglish, or when Cardi B rapped,
Yeah.
that's what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
But, and the beat, obviously. But
Yeah.
I don't really know the Spanish.
Yeah,
but the music's good.
You don't intake it. It kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but you can hear the rhythm and hear the vibe on that in those particular sections.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when Despacito came up, I went on a Google Translate and I translated the song, so I knew what I was singing. I loved it. Was it slowly?
Yeah, a little bit slower.
Yeah,
Like,
I liked it.
Yeah.
Despacito.
Despacito is slow, and when you add ito, ita to the end of a word, it's slower, like like a little
slowly.
bit more slowly, or a little bit faster, or a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really want to learn Spanish. I've tried on Duolingo so many times, but I can't keep up.
You just have to be consistent, girl.
I mean, I've taught there twice.
Taught where?
I've taught in A Coruña.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
In my recent years, and I still don't know Spanish.
But you also are
But you were
in a
teaching
very British
English.
English environment, right?
I mean, I knew German, and then I lost it.
Gotta keep practicing.
My dad's dead, babe. So I can't speak
he's
German
fluent
with
in
him.
German.
My dad was fluent in German. He lived in Germany. But yeah, I mean, that's quite morbid, guys.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that is like. What do I say to that? What do I say?
R.I.P.
Sorry, sorry.
You guys have opened up that stupid part of my brain where I just thought it was the Americans or the UK artists wanting to get into the Latin market, but then it is the other way around, and now they are
Yeah.
big. There's Maluma as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So
And then you also have a lot of Latin artists who are actually based in the US who are bilingual and speak both. You know, not Carol G, Becky G.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
She's born
singing
and
in the
raised, I
shower.
think. Yes, I
Singing
actually
in the
that
shower.
music video came on about 2 days ago. I don't know where I was, but I was hooked on it because I've never seen it before.
big
She looks
song.
so young.
So young,
Yeah.
Still
right?
looks young.
Yeah.
Well, she's older now, but like, yeah, I mean, Latin don't crack.
No, but like you've got the US based Latin artists who are, I guess, were English washed.
See, I have. 'Cause
Like for
Selena
example,
Gomez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Selena Gomez don't speak no word of Spanish.
She said Jennifer Lopez,
No, but I'm saying as well, Selena Gomez don't speak no word of Spanish, and
No.
and Jennifer Lopez.
but she's Mexican.
They do,
Yeah, she's Mexican. Selena Gomez does. She says she doesn't speak Spanish.
but Jennifer Lopez does.
Jennifer
Does
Lopez.
she?
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, she does. Because
Yeah.
she had to learn for a film.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She doesn't.
No, but she
she's-
can speak it. She can speak it.
Maybe in a
Natively.
day to
Not
day.
natively, but she can speak it. Not
But-
natively.
So you've got those artists who are, I guess, maybe have been English washed in the sense that when, like in the 1990s and in the early noughties, they were doing everything in English because Latin and Spanish music wasn't, or Spanish spoken music wasn't a thing, wasn't as big as it was is now, or as big as like the English speaking market, I guess. So you have those artists who are now, I guess, going back to their roots and singing more in Spanish and coming out with Spanish albums and Spanish music. So yeah, you've got those artists as well. I also want to give a shout out to an artist who I don't know him personally at all, and he doesn't know me, but he's an awesome artist, and his name is Late Night Jiggy. And if you haven't heard his
Night
music,
Jiggy.
you need to
Okay.
listen to it. It's so good. His biggest song is called Mimosa. It's very good. And I first heard it when I was driving. I think I was driving from Nice to Barcelona. And I thought he was a British singer because he has a specific tone that British UK men have when they sing. But he was singing in Spanish, and I was like, wow, this is revolutionary. Never heard this before. He's not. He's American, but what I thought was really interesting is that he doesn't speak Spanish, or he didn't speak Spanish, but because let me rephrase that. He is not Spanish himself or Latin himself, but he grew up in Miami, I think. So he just like picked up from his friends, and all of his friends are Spanish speakers and Latin speakers. So Now he does a lot of his music in Spanish, even though he's not like, you know, Latin American himself. But his music is really good. Really, really good. So I just want to give him a shout out. He's a small artist.
But I think people say, like, if you grow up in places like Miami, you need to know Spanish to get by, because that's probably spoken almost more than English.
Yeah, no, I've got a lot of friends from Florida, and they're like, if you're in Miami, you need to learn how to speak Spanish.
Yeah,
like,
I hear it. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Late Night Jiggy. I'm gonna listen to him. Check him out.
No,
I
it's
just
good.
added
It's
a
good.
song to my playlist.
Yeah, that is
so I
good.
remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that is so interesting how everyone made that kind of jump and collab during. It was mainly during like the 2016,
yeah.
from that until like 2018.
Yeah.
And then it died down.
I think no, Taki Taki only that came out recently, no? 2019.
No, Taki Taki was a while ago.
Was
Taki
it?
Taki.
I think it was before
Taki
COVID.
Taki Rumba.
But before who?
Before COVID.
Maybe.
I
I don't know. I feel like COVID's taken a couple of years off.
It came out 5 years ago.
5 years ago. 2019.
2019. So yeah, but then that was like the only other. That was like an anomaly. That just was the only big reggaeton song at the time.
Yeah.
I feel like that was at the end of its life.
But you know, I think music, mainstream music, always goes through phases. Like
yeah, no issue.
Yeah. So
Sure.
like before that in the UK, the crossover between like Afrobeats and UK rap was heavy. Like Mr. Easy and
Afro swing. I keep
Zonto.
saying, let's make Afro swing great again.
You're the
you
only
know,
advocate for this.
all of that kind of
That
music.
era,
That era, that it was heavy then,
That Afro
but not
beat.
anymore really. Now it's Amapiano. I know you love Amapiano. I know, and there's a bit of you.
Oh, no,
You
you
love
do.
Amapiano too?
Yeah, for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
oh my
exactly
gosh.
what
Yes.
you said.
That's it. I can't do
I can't do any
4
more than
hours,
that.
like-
Wait, you love house music. Amapiano is just a version of house.
Yeah, but it's not the house music I like.
But you just two-step and then you just...
No, you guys don't two-step. You do warrior moves.
But you can two-step to Amapiano.
Yeah, and I look stupid because everyone's doing warrior moves. Why would I want to stand there doing two-step when everyone's doing
I
warrior
feel
moves?
like you have to be a pretty good dancer to dance Amapiano.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't dance.
Yeah, but you
And
still
I
know
just-
the moves.
Otherwise,
No,
it
I
just,
don't.
otherwise it's just like, what are you
I
doing?
just bought my shoulders.
What are you doing?
I just bought my shoulders.
Stop, so you do the moves well.
I don't know.
I'm
I
telling
actually
you
don't
this
know
as a
the
dancer.
moves.
You do the moves well, though. You do it better than we do.
I was just thinking about this because this is one of the moves in Amapiano, right? You
Yeah.
know that, yeah?
They love it. Yeah.
So I was talking to someone months ago. I was going to say the other day, but it wasn't the other day. It was months ago. And I was in a bar or in a club or something like that, and I was doing this.
Guns, gun
I was doing-
hands.
not to Amapiano, just dancing
okay.
like that, right? And they came over. They're like, "You Caribbean?" And I was like, "How do you know that?" And they were like, "Because you're dancing like this." But Africans, they do this.
No, I do that, though.
Maybe you're
I do
Caribbean.
that all the time. Well, people think I'm Jamaican.
There you go.
Do I look Jamaican?
Yeah,
Like Caribbean?
yeah.
If you
look
just met
Caribbean.
me, do you think I'm
I did.
Caribbean?
I actually would have assumed you were Caribbean
I get that all
rather
the
than
time.
African.
I'm a
I would have
Ghanaian
said like
bitch.
Trinidadian or something.
Ooh, that's kind of
Trini.
hot. I like that. I'm gonna
boy.
take that. I've never had Trinidad before,
Island boy.
but I'm a Ghanaian babes. I
Yeah.
eat egg for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My nyash is up high. I'm joking. But no, I am not Caribbean. But I mean,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you do this,
Some
you're
figures.
Caribbean. Yeah.
okay.
Apparently.
Well, I need to stop doing. I'm gonna start doing this then. I'll start doing this.
Yeah, and then you gotta do your shoulders with it.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not that good at it, but
I'm not even
10
gonna
minutes.
try because I'm a little stupid.
honestly, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. But you know, I think one of my favorite reggaeton songs at that time when reggaeton was blowing up.
Yeah.
I'm biased. I'm very,
What
very
was it?
biased. It was reggaeton lento.
Oh,
Little Mix and
Reggaeton
Ciencio.
Lento.
Oh no, I wasn't into that song.
What?
Really?
There are some really good up and coming British Latin artists.
Tell us.
Okay, like who?
So there's I'm plugging.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know her personally, but we met like once. But her name is Lissy Tikada. She is an amazing guitarist as well. So I think she plays the electric guitar more than anything
Okay.
else. So she is like going more for the vibe of like Latin rock star kind of, but like she's performed at a couple of festivals in the last couple of years, and she gives a performance. Let me tell you that. I mean, most Latin artists, like when they get on
Command the
stage, you know, it's the
stage.
dancing, it's the outfits, it's the attitude, and she like personifies all of that. So her, there's do you guys know LDA and RBS, London Rebels? So
Oh yes, I do.
yeah, they're an Instagram page, but they also do open mics and like little shows for up and coming artists. I've performed with them a couple of times in like Box Park, Croydon, Shoreditch, Wembley, and then a few other places. And they collabed with the Latino Shade Room UK last year, and they had a crossover event where Latin or Spanish speaking artists performed at their event. And I actually performed there because I had a song which again is not released, but it's half in Spanish. So I performed at that event. And there were loads of artists at that event. So Lisi Tigre was one of them. And then there's another girl. She's not, I don't know. Do you class Portuguese artists as Latin? I don't. I usually don't. No, they're not Portuguese.
Oh.
I don't know. I just call Portuguese people Portuguese.
Yeah, I don't know. Me personally, I think Latin is generally Spanish speakers, but I know other people they class Portuguese and Brazilian in
South America.
No, Latin means you're from a Spanish speaking country.
Yeah. So, but there's a girl called Ana Santos. She does. I don't know if she sings in Portuguese or in Spanish, but she's doing bits in the UK as well. So there is a small little Latin British community in the UK.
There's a girl I know of. I don't know if you listen to the Receipts podcast.
Every now and well, I see clips on Instagram.
So one of their ex-members, Milena, she's a musician and artist, and she sings in Spanish as well.
Oh, okay.
So I think since leaving the podcast, she's trying to pursue that quite a bit more.
Yeah.
I think she had a show recently as well, and I think that did quite well. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how big it will become, if it will become big here, because I think it's the same with UK R&B. Like, I think the only music that does well in the UK is like grime,
drill,
and drill. It's the guy rappers.
Yeah,
they're really the only. And then they're the people who are pushed.
And then the pop girlies.
Yeah, but that I think there's not, the UK doesn't really push Latin beyond those two genres.
I think the problem is we're too spoiled. Everything's in English. We don't need to learn another language. So it's not going simply because it's not in English.
You know,
it's not gonna.
You know, when I'm in Barcelona and I hear people walking down the street and I can hear their English, I get so embarrassed.
Why?
Because usually they're very loud. Usually they're very obnoxious. And yeah, I just become so ashamed that I'm British, because it's just kind of like, no, honestly, I feel the same with Americans as well, but it's just kind of like, okay, just read the room. You know, you're here on a stag do, but it's 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. You do not need to be shouting and topless and whatever walking down the street in your sliders, you know? And yeah, I think when it comes to, and I've even been in stores once where people are like, oh, how don't you speak English? And it's just like, well, babe, because we're in Spain. That's why they don't speak English. So you should be learning Spanish, not the other way around. And there's a lot of ignorance there. And I think it's the same when it comes to music.
Yeah, it's similar on topic, but I don't know if you know Ashake, but he released a new album, and someone tweeted, they were like, oh, Ashake, you need to sing more in English so your English speakers can sing along with you.
That on yeah, someone tweeted that. Is it because there were white people singing his music?
Yeah. They didn't know the words, they were just making it up. And it was the same thing when Burner released
Last.
I need a boat and shy hose. Someone was singing, I need a white boat and shy hose. I need a white boy and shy hose.
That works though.
White boat and shy hose.
Google is free, guys.
Yeah.
It's free. But I think it's quite nice. I like the fact that these people, even though they don't know what they're saying, they're still trying to sing along and they're trying to make out of how to say the words, even though they're getting it wrong and they're butchering
Yeah,
it. Fine,
yeah.
but they're not they're customizing themselves to the culture.
How many times have you sang Gasolina and actually gone up to look for the words?
Never.
Gas.
Exactly. You just
Ooh, ooh,
Gasolina.
gasolina.
Yeah.
Body, body, gasolina.
Exactly.
Ooh, body,
Exactly.
gasolina.
Not a clue. It's like
Tamagotchi Gasolina. You know?
Oh my gosh, she
and Sean Paul as well. Like you got that rise, the bridge, oh long, and they're gonna go. Not a clue, not an inkling.
Yeah.
But I love the song and I respect it, and I'm sure he's saying something really good.
He's talking about turning people on.
Love that.
But I guess
Look.
that's the whole point. Like,
Yeah.
they speak this language, they sing these songs in a different language. If you're interested, you go away
And you
research
look up the lyrics. Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
you now discover a whole new genre, and you're like, okay, cool.
And then
What
you
other artists?
translate the lyrics and you're just like, oh, is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes the wordplay in a different language.
The quiz to be as per usual. Quick 5 questions. True or false? It's only 5 questions. Who wins. Okay.
Oh, is it between me and you?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
Gosh.
first question is: Despacito is the best-selling single of all time.
true. Oh no, false.
Truth or false? Truth.
Of all
True.
time. No.
It's true.
Of all time.
Yeah.
All time.
More than
million.
Michael Jackson.
The best-selling single.
Latin single.
Oh, Latin
Oh, you
single.
didn't say
okay.
that.
Oh, sorry, Latin.
Yeah,
Latin
no, you
single.
didn't say
sorry,
that.
because you know we're
That's-
talking about Latin. Okay, so it's an equal
That's a-
point.
yeah.
Equal point. Okay, Adele was 21 when she released her album. 21.
False.
True. I think she wrote it when she was 21.
Okay, but that's not a master.
Okay, false.
Correct. She was 23 when it was released, but she wrote it when she was 20 and 21. RCA is a subsidiary of Sony record label. Truth or dare?
Truth or dare?
Truth or false? I'm
True.
thinking of truth or dare because we heard it yesterday
It's true.
from Tyler. True?
I don't know. False.
Correct. Aretha Franklin was the lead singer of the Supremes. Truth or false?
False.
Okay. She's thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say false.
it's Diana Ross.
It's false. Well done.
Ah.
well
I was
done.
like, is it?
girl.
Was it?
And last question. Lockdown is the last single on Lowe's EP Pieces. Truth or false?
You answer first.
Lockdown is the last song on Lowe's EP Pieces. Truth or
True.
false? True?
False.
False. Correct. It's false.
I don't know the order.
It's Weekend, Lockdown. No, Weekend, Damn, Lockdown, and then Hello Paradise. And there's poems in between.
Is it Hello Paradise?
Yes.
Well, you won.
I always listen to songs on shuffle anyway, or like albums on shuffle.
No, you shouldn't listen to albums
Why?
on shuffle because an artist has put them in that order for a specific reason. I hate it when people put. I think Adele actually
Don't do that.
forced Spotify to take the shuffle off of her last album because she didn't want people to play it on shuffle. She wanted them to play it in a specific. That might be false information, but I think there was a conversation about it.
I don't blame her. Well, we've come to the end of the episode. Thank you for joining us, Lo. Would you like to plug yourself? What's your handle? Where can we find your music? Where can we find your Instagram?
Yeah, I'm pretty difficult to find on music or on streaming platforms. I'm pretty difficult to find on streaming platforms. But on Instagram and TikTok, you can find me low.irl. And you can find my links from there. But if you search me on Spotify or whatever, it's low with a dot at the end of it. But then put Hello Paradise next to my name or something like that, and then my song will come up, and then I'll be there. Because low is a very generic.
Yeah, of course.
It's not very specific name. I probably should change it, but it's okay.
We're good.
Well, we've loved having you on the show.
I love
Thanks
being
for
here.
coming.
Thank you for the convo.
And Simply Beat, you can find us at Simply Beat Pod as per usual on streaming platforms and on all social media. Signing out.
Bye.